Yeah. Boy, back in the building. Turn on this volume. This. So anyway,
That's
it's
my
the
song.
What'd you say?
That's my song.
Yeah, that's my show and my song. So shout out to everybody that's watching right now. It's the inaugural episode first. Actually, it's not the first episode. Real Reviews has been around for like many years. And it was really focused on like TV shows, movies, and it was also doing music back in the day when we were just doing audio. But you know what I mean? Considering I've been wanting to talk about movies, I've been wanting to talk about TV shows for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of my best friends in the whole wide world, and she watches as much television as I do. So why
Mm.
not bring Queen Euphoria back to
Hey,
talk
why
television and
not?
movies? Why not?
Thank you for
And this
having me
new
on the show. I appreciate it, Mr. JS-1. But I'm back.
oh, thank you for making the time. You know what I mean? Nobody does it better
Absolutely.
than you.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get the rest of them in line. We're gonna get everybody that was supposed to originally be on the show. I'm gonna get all of them on. I just had to. I'm like, I can't wait on people to get their little individual selves together. We got to get this rolling. P Valley is on the move right now.
Oh, man.
It's a
Excited.
lot. It's a lot going on.
We got a
It's a
lot to talk about on that one.
we got a lot to talk about on
Mhm.
that one. And I'm fresh off of the reunion, the Martin reunion. Which, if y'all look around right now, we are sitting in Martin's
Isn't it something?
set for his television show. I did not know 30 years had passed.
Isn't that something? That's a
I feel
long time.
uh, I swear I did not know
So
so
that
much
was
time.
1992 when I was graduating high school. Oh, oh,
Jesus, man.
that's a
Oh my
long
God.
time.
And I think I was in middle school at the time. So yeah,
Ooh, middle school.
I was in
Oh.
middle school. Oh my goodness.
I used to
So
race home to go watch this show.
really? Okay.
Yeah, because it would come on like 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that, and it was like you had to hurry up, be home to watch Martin. That was
I
a
remember.
must-see show every week.
I agree.
Every
It's so. I mean, I do remember must see television. You know what I mean? For those who existed or people that didn't exist
right,
before streaming, when you wanted to see a show and you didn't want to be the person at work or at school that didn't see it and everybody talking and you like so you needed to make sure that at whatever time when the joint was coming on, you want to make sure you had your popcorn, your soda,
that's right.
whatever, and you parked in front of that TV and you laughed and giggled. There was no rentals from the DV. You didn't DVD store. This is way before they started putting TV
Way
shows,
before all of that,
for you to
you had
buy.
to VCR set it. If you wanted to
Facts.
watch it, you had to set your VCR to
If you
record
had
it.
one. Right.
That's true. That's
If
true
you
too.
had it.
If you had
That's the
one, yeah.
if you had one. So like the Queen had deemed it necessary that I sit and watch, that I pay for Disney Plus and
Uh,
I watch and
I
I
was
watch.
willing to give you the password. You know I was.
But then it would have messed up my Prime, and I'm like, I don't want nothing messing with my Amazon Prime. I got the hookup, I got everything set just right. Don't needs no issues. So like we gonna. It was all good. It was worth it. I think I'm gonna watch College Dropouts or whatever.
I
I don't know
watched
it that thing with.
College Hill.
Yeah. I think I'm
College
gonna watch
Hill with
that.
the celebrities.
Yeah, I saw Ray J, and I was like, you
I
know
saw
what?
that. We need to
Lock in.
talk about that too. Because your
Okay,
girl
cool.
Stacey Dash is crazy, okay? So we need to talk about that.
Stacey
Woo-hoo.
Dash been
That'll be
crazy.
another show.
He been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs a long time. That's all I can tell you.
But now
All
it's
right.
real evident on screen.
Definitely. It's sad. So, all right, just to let you guys know, make sure if you haven't done so, subscribe to the VVC Life channel right now. That way you can stay up to date on all the great shows. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. We got Mastermind doing the indie show. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be turning up at 8 o'clock. And then Wednesday, I'm going to be back with Explain the Podcast. And then come Sunday, we're going to be jumping off again with the Black Nerds Podcast. So make sure you all keep tapping in. And then we'll be dropping movie reviews and TV reviews throughout the week. If y'all haven't noticed, we just dropped a review on Thor, Love and Thunder. Me and Fame did it. So make sure y'all check that out. And like I said, subscribe to the channel, click those notifications, and then hit the like button for us. And also drop a comment. Like, this is an interactive show. If you comment, I'm gonna see it and then we can post it. So, like, you know what I mean? And we can react. This is a review show and I want everybody's reviews to be a part of everything. So anyway, today we're starting with the Martin reunion review, which I felt like is super important to the culture. And the reason why I say that was super important is, like, he's one of our own. He's somebody that was super great in his time period, super great now. All black cast, which is not common, especially in that time period. And then, like, I have to give it up, bro. Like, I did not pay attention to how many people he put on.
Right. That's what I noticed. He paved the way for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All the way to Brian McKnight, my favorite. Okay.
Yeah.
Brian McKnight came out there and was like, "Hey, you put me on. This is my first gig on a show." Like, really? I had to really look back at his catalog and was like, "Wow."
I did not know that either. And when he said that, I was like, mind blown. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So, like, so let's go into it. So, your initial impressions when you first saw the trailer for it, what were you thinking? Like, all right,
excitement. I was just looking forward to what they were going to present, because it's been so many years of, watching reruns. Because I still watch reruns to this day. I go on BET Plus and watch them all the time. You know what I'm saying? So for this reunion to happen, I was excited when I saw it coming out. I was like, yes, I need to see this. I need to see where y'all at, what y'all doing, how is it going. Let's hear from y'all, So when I heard about it, I was excited to watch it.
Yeah. Word. Shout out to Reigning Victory. All right.
Yes, Reigning Victory. Always
shout
support.
Out to you. Shout out. Yeah. So, all right, my initial impression was, so Tanisha Arnold dropped the lawsuit, like, or did they on good terms now? They talking now?
Looks like everybody on good terms, right? Was it Tanisha Arnold or was it Tisha Campbell? Because I thought Tisha Campbell had beef with
Martin.
With Martin, right?
Right. That's what I thought. I'm sorry. I messed up. I'm sorry. All black people look alike. So anyway, totally not true at all, because they're like one is light skin, one dark skin, whatever. But
yeah, it seems like they amended whatever happened back then, which was a good thing, and I was glad to see all of them together like that, because like I say to anybody, life is too short to keep having qualms and quarrels. And, next thing you know, somebody's gone.
Right.
And I don't know if that might have been their turning point or whether they had mended before that. But, I was glad to see that they mended whatever their grief was back then.
Yeah. I literally sat in fear the entire reunion, thinking that somebody's going to bring it up and there was going to be some awkward conversation, but it didn't happen. So, like, that was my initial impression. I was like, oh, did this happen? My other initial impression would be, like, this is behind a BEC Plus paywall, so I'm thinking this is about to be, I just felt like, okay, this might be something big. Like, this will be and I felt like I saw Friends get a reunion, and I've seen a bunch of white shows get there, kind of bring everybody back. We do all of this amazing stuff. So to me, I was definitely feeling special. Like, man, I felt like Martin deserved it. The show deserved it, to have that reunion vibe where everybody come back. So yeah, I was actually, and he's an Aries. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, big support there, of course. So I was definitely excited to press play, especially when you told me, Jay, you got to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. If the queen say I got to do it, I got to get it on. So, all right, what are your highs and lows of the reunion?
I would say the highs would be seeing all the past guests.
Mm-hmm.
You know how he brought out, Bro Man from the Fifth Floor, and all of the guests that we were used to seeing that pop in and out the show. You know, another high was to see, like I said before, how he put so many people on that you didn't even think about. Even
Right.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg brought about how, that was his first acting thing, and just watching how when you think about back then, so many people were put on just by his show. And where are
Mm-hmm.
they now?
That's a fact.
Super
Where are
exceeded.
you?
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that was like the stepping stone for them to make that next level, to go to that
Right.
next part, And I really appreciated that, knowing that this was one person that put somebody else on, even when it came to Tracy Morgan. Because I remember when Tracy Morgan was even talking about it back, Def Comedy Jam 25, when they had the reunion for that and the anniversary for that. And he spoke about how, he was such a big fan of Martin, and Martin put him on, and he'll never forget that Martin was that stepping stone for him to get to where he is now. So just looking back at all these different people that came back, and where are they now? They don't blew up. You know what I'm saying? Just the levels that they are now. All these different characters, and even Broadman, he went from there to being on a Bernie Mac show on a regular. You know what I'm saying? So he just went up. That was just the starting point for a lot of those actors. I really like that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and give your lows.
My lows, I would say, was I just felt low when they did the tribute for Tom.
True. True. True.
And I knew him not being there, and when they spoke to his wife and his family, and then they had the gospel song, that was just like, it just took me out. you
I'm not gonna
know
lie. I
it
fast
just
forwarded the
I
gospel
just
song.
was like, oh man, I didn't want to cry. You know what I'm saying? It took a happy moment and just brought it down. I was like,
They brought it
oh
all the way
man.
down.
But
I mean,
we all knew it had to come. It was something that had to be said about Tommy, because Tommy was an important role. But it
right.
was just like, oh man, y'all went this deep. I didn't expect it to be a whole memorial tribute, and it kind of.
Yeah, they went that was a little much. Like when they went memorial style on it, and then the lady came out to sing, I just fast forwarded. Like nope, 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 nope,
Yeah,
nope,
because
nope.
the song took me back to like being at a funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
exactly,
almost felt like we
exactly.
was back at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
was like, it felt like everybody was about to start crying, and I was like, oh man, this is just like I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
all.
I wasn't either. You know what I mean? So all right, and I'll make mine quick because I want to get to my P Valley talk. But anyway, but I definitely want to get this up. My high for the reunion was seeing all of them in the room together and them showing each other so much love.
Mm-hmm.
That meant a lot to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they
Right.
were very supportive of each other. They were all telling their stories, and I love it when people tell their stories from the past. I love the clips. I always love clips of Martin. And the other big thing was definitely co-signing what you just said was the guests, because there were so many guests and like them giving their stories about the guests. I thought that was phenomenal. And then also like Martin dropping those little tidbits about, well, this wasn't rehearsed, or this wasn't in the script, this was, what I mean. I love that, like those things I really love to see, and getting them to talk about like, yo, like this is really what we were doing, this is what we were about, what I mean, this is how we freestyled it. And him being very transparent about like, bro, like I ain't really figure this stuff out. I was freestyling. I'm guessing. I'm just
Especially when he did the dog.
yeah.
Oh, that just killed
They
me.
broke that
Because when
down.
he
I was
told how he was freestyling on that dog, oh, that killed me.
yeah,
That just
yeah.
killed
I
me with the
was like,
fake
yo,
dog.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, you got to respect him on a whole nother level just for being able to bring all those immense amount of things out of him and onto screen, and it working. Like there's a difference between you doing something and then sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But like all that stuff work.
All the
You
time.
know what I mean? Just
Right.
crazy, crazy levels of stuff. All
Right.
right, so as a not, I guess I don't know whether to call this a documentary or a movie or whatever, but would you recommend this to friends? And I'm obviously you're going to say yes because you recommended it to me.
Absolutely. You know I did because I recommended it to you. Exactly.
As a
I
fact,
tell
now does this
anybody,
have?
especially
Go
somebody in my age group, of course, because hey, go check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go look at that
Yeah, I
because
own the
it will
first two
bring back,
seasons.
huh?
I own the first two seasons. I'm gonna buy the other three. I
But
can't
it'll
help
make
it.
you go rewatch them. If you're not a real fan that's not watching it like that, it will make you go rewatch them because it's just like, wow, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that episode. You know what I'm saying? And it just brings a memory back from the '90s for me.
Agreed. 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 Would you rewatch this again?
Maybe in clips. In clips. I probably wouldn't do the whole thing. Like you said, that sad part I probably
Oh
would
yeah,
fast forward
definitely.
it again.
I'm not doing Tommy again, and I'm not doing
No,
Snoop again.
no,
Then I fast forward through that one. That was tough.
no,
Shout out
no.
to Snoop.
So
Shout.
it's certain ones, certain clips I would watch, but not the whole thing.
Got you. All right. So what I need y'all to do, if y'all watching, because there's a bunch of y'all watching, go in the comment section. Tell us your favorite episode of Martin. Tell us your favorite moment. If you watch the review and give us your opinions. You know what I'm saying? We are gonna move on to our next segment. We have, let's see, what do we have here? I'm gonna pause for a sponsor.
Okay.
All right. So what I did, all right, y'all can stop. You ain't got to keep playing it back and forth. Jesus. All right. This next segment is called Top 10. We're going to be doing this every week. You know what I mean? I don't know why I dropped the splash, but I
I
just felt
don't
like
know either.
breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So this week's Top 10, we doing Top 10 classic 80s films that you have to watch from a black perspective.
Right.
For some black folk. You know what I mean? They don't have to be black films because I promise you, all of mine are not black films.
No, they're
But
not.
you know what I'm saying? I give you mine. So I will help. I'm gonna start at number 10, or unless the queen would like to go
No,
first.
go right ahead. Go right
All
ahead.
right. So we just gonna go back and forth. So number
Okay.
10, I'm putting Beverly Hills Cop at number 10. All right. So what's your number 9, ma'am?
Shining. The Shining.
Oh, I keep forgetting you kind of like horror movies. I ain't messing around. I've never seen it. I
You
never
never
will.
seen it?
Never seen it. I never will see it. Never will. Never. Not a day.
It's
Not
not
one.
gory though.
That's cool. It don't need to be core. I don't need to see nothing about no crazy white folk where that could come true. So anyway, I'm gonna go number 8. Ghostbusters. All right, now, if we're talking about like greatest of all time, it's obviously not. But I was a kid in the 80s and I was obsessed with the Ghostbusters. And I used to watch it over and over and over and over again. So I have to put it on the list. Too iconic. So number 7, ma'am.
Scarface.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was on my list.
Was it? Boom, boom,
It
boom.
was, but it got bumped by my number 6. Wait a minute, 6. Okay, well, whatever. My next one, which is Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. I give you that. I give you that.
Another joint that it was horrible, but I could not stop watching it. I actually watched it again last weekend, top to bottom. I saw it on YouTube and it was like, oh, YouTube for free. You can watch the whole thing. I sat there and watched. And it's just, we're going to have a retrospective on that one, boy. Ooh, I got some things to say about that one. Lordy Jesus. I'm talking about what, 40 years later? Like, What the? What are
Still.
we watching here?
Mm.
What is going on? All right. I think number 5 for you, ma'am.
Karate
Thank
Kid.
you for number 4.
See,
Oh,
I did the Karate Kid. I'm sorry.
I missed
Yeah.
it.
Me and
Oh,
Ralph
man.
Macchio had a little relationship.
I ain't mad at
Yes.
you. I ain't
Yes.
mad at you.
Wash
You
on,
nasty
wash
stuff.
off.
You know what I
Woo-hoo.
mean? Running around with Ralph Macchio. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I
Yeah. So
see.
you know I'm watching a new show, right?
Yes, I know. We're going to talk about that one too. They got a whole new season coming up, and I ain't even seen the last season. It's so
Me
crazy.
neither. I'm behind.
Mm,
I agree.
super behind. All right, so let's see. If I got 2 left and you got 2 left, that means we should be at number 4. So at number 4, I'm going to do Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
We talk about crazy rewatchability, bro. Like, how many times? I can't even tell you how many times I've watched this movie. Like, super crazy, super crazy. So, ma'am, you're
The
number 3.
last two I have is a toss up. I don't even know which one to say first.
Okay.
'Cause- But I'm gonna go with Purple Rain.
You know that's on my list, right?
Can't
You know
not
that's on my
have
list.
Purple Rain on
You
your
cannot
list.
and I'm so thankful that you said it because now I can slide in my joint on the list like I wanted to, which is Star Wars.
Star
I
Wars.
was
Okay.
I was a huge Star Wars fan as a kid. I'm a huge Star Wars
Yeah.
fan, but to be honest with you, I bumped Star Wars for Purple Rain. But now that you said it, I can put it back on.
We so much alike.
Yes, we are. So crazy, so crazy. Don't you got one last one?
Yes, my last one is The Godfather.
That's why you my nigga, man. You my nigga, man.
Can't have The Godfather.
They don't know about no
I
Godfather.
don't know about that.
It didn't need to be in
You
number
have The
1.
Godfather on your list.
Do you know how many times I've watched The Godfather and I've cried in The Godfather? I got angry in Godfather. I'm talking about all
You
3
go
of them.
through
I ain't
all kind of emotions with The Godfather.
crazy because I got a big family, so I understands. You understands me? I understands, boy. Ooh, boy. I'll be wanting to kill. Ooh, Lord. I'll be wanting to murder niggas in my family.
That's why when you said write this list, that came up fast. I was like, boom, 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 boom. That was it.
Shout out to y'all, man. I can't wait to put this one on. Yo, y'all need to make sure y'all, if y'all haven't watched these 10 films, you bugging. You have got to watch those 10. Woo, Godfather, the one. Girl, you really did your thing.
That's it. That's it.
They put
That's a whole weekend right there. Just with them 10.
That's a whole weekend of litness for real. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I think this is Mastermind. He said Caddyshack.
Caddyshack?
That's your list for the 80s, bro. That's really the one for you. All right, anybody else? Yo, if y'all got one, please drop it in. You know what? Let me unscrunch my face. This is an opinion-free zone, no judgment here. So, like, whatever movie you want to say that you was watching in the 80s, go ahead, drop it. Like, I'm loving you. And loving you. All right. So the next segment, it's time, man. It's time. We done had because we got to do this right. I got the trailer and everything. We about to watch. We about to watch the trailer for this thing because Lord. I've spent the last weekend getting caught up. I mean, every episode in season 2. I went through a bucket of ice cream, 2 bags of popcorn, junk food, and then a great dinner my pops made. I mean, Sunday was everything, and I'm surprised that I'm not completely sick today. So what we gonna do is we're gonna run this trailer, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna get into this. Y'all know what it is. Y'all can't. That's why y'all.
You know I got so much to say. So much to say.
First, I gotta get a little ounce of petty out and say, Shawty, the dark skinned shorty need to learn how to shut the fuck up. You know, that's all I'm saying. You used to be number 1. You used to be. Once that shoulder go out, You need to chill. Like, I think that was a good plan she had. You better go find you a sugar daddy. Anyway, we're gonna get into all that. You know what I mean? All right, somebody put Crush Groove down. Crush Groove for real?
Crush
That's what.
Groove. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no judgments
Yes.
on man. Crush Groove, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
One, two,
Like,
and three. Yeah.
there you go. I'm with it. I'm with it. All right. Y'all ain't slow. All right, so we here, P Valley. Let's run through season 1 real quick. We're gonna give y'all a short, and then we're gonna get right to season 2. I know y'all like I don't want to hear nothing but season 2 talk, but let's set it up for them.
Okay.
Season 1, I feel like this established a groundbreaking show. Telling a great story that parallels. I'm not a stripper. I've dated strippers. I have hung around strippers and other women of lifestyle, and they have told me how much the show mirrors that lifestyle. I have heard a lot of women talk so much about how this show really does, like, yo, they really get into some nitty gritty about that lifestyle. It's unapologetic. It is gritty. And as a straight heterosexual man, it tests my limits on like what I'm comfortable with seeing on TV. Like most of my homeboys is not gonna watch P Valley. Right. I mean, especially for the one scene where the dude takes the other dude over top of the jukebox and bang the bang bang the bang bang bang. I don't think because it's not a cutaway. Oh no, they keep the camera right on it, boy. Just and it's just a bang bang but bang 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 like oh Lord,
bang bang.
Oh, like there have been many a times during this series where I'm just like, oh Lord, and like, but it's so good. I mean, not the scene, not too, right. But I'm saying you don't want to because you don't want to miss something, right. So you kind of like. But not in a bad way. Let me clarify. Like, I ain't got a problem with people's lifestyle choices and all of that. I'm just being honest that I'm just not accustomed to seeing that.
Right, and exactly. Exactly. And I agree too, for a heterosexual female, it's just like you just looking at it like, did I just watch what I just think I just saw? You know, even from both aspects, like with the episode that aired the last week of June, you know, it was like, I said, oh, wow, they bringing Pride Month out with a bang, you know, because it was like 2 scenes back to back. And I'm like, wow. You know, it kind of left you like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, okay. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
It's a lot to take in.
It's definitely a lot to take in. I think if you watch P Valley season 1, all right, I can give you guys the basic premise. You know, there's a light-skinned chick that walks into a dark-skinned world. That's basically what it is. You said it right. Fine little light-skinned shorty whom does a great job at covering her history and hiding who she really is. But you don't know she's hiding anything in the beginning, and I think that's what makes the show. It's like they really took care to develop the characters in a specific way so that you were always surprised, not necessarily in a scared thing, but as the onion unfolds and layers are starting to come out, like you get to you endear yourself to what you thought the character is, and then as they take turns, you know, you get that choice on whether or not you still want to love them or love them more, or whether you just like, yo, like now I don't trust you, like, yo, you really kind of different. You have these outside characters that are, you know, the quintessential Black community and how they respond to the element of having a titty bar, like especially in the South. So you have this very mixed opinion bag of people that are, you know, accepting of it. Some people are not accepting of it. You got, and the clientele, the men that kind of confusing. You don't know if guys are good guys or are they sick in the head, or I mean, I'm very, very impressed at how they really nailed the complexity of being a part of that world, the drugs, the sex, what I mean, and for that club to not be, as much as everybody thinks that the Pink is just the nastiest place in the world, that's all they doing, yo, like, my boy, he I don't know if is he considering himself a guy or a girl, but anyway, the original owner of the Pink is
A
very much,
Bristol. That's what they
yeah,
call
he's
themselves. Bristers.
Bristers. Okay.
Yeah.
He keeps a very straight up and down facility. You know what I'm saying? He takes care of his girls. I mean, there's no illusions about the fact that they shaking titties and ass, but he's not he's very strict on, hey, don't be
He
doing no
got
press.
rules. Right. He,
He
he constantly gave them rules. Rule number
right,
this, rule number that,
right,
and if you abide by these rules, you're all good. You know.
correct,
And
correct,
that's how he brought them in from day one. Hey, Uncle Clifford, rule number one. Clifford, rule number 100 and whatever. He had all these rules to basically align them with the business, to
right,
keep the business straight,
right,
to do it this way so that you don't get yourself wrapped up in something that you don't need
right, right. In addition to that, man, I mean, we could go deep. I mean, Uncle Clifford is a man struggling to hold his life together and at the same time provide shelter, structure, and employment for this group of women
to. Mm-hmm.
whom are all chaotic characters in their own right.
In their own way. Yeah.
And he is a ringmaster at keeping them. And the thing is, yeah, he's got these rules. Yeah, he's hard on them. Yeah, he curse them out every 2 seconds of the day. But it's not out of hatred or malice. It's out of, look, man, y'all is just a hard head. This look, y'all, we here to get this money. Y'all letting this outside world do too much influencing. And he is a shepherd in a way of
Right.
protecting them and pushing them to, like, grow as people and to be about their work. You know what I mean? Not just so that he can make money, but he really wants to see them all do well. I mean, and there are in season 1 multiple scenes of people coming back and being like, well, I used to work here, now I do this. And I used to come around and be a client, but now I do that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as he's treated as a pariah at certain times, for clarification, he's not treated as a pariah because he's gay or because he cross dresses. Like, that is the most normal part about, like, if you, and that's the I love about this show, is that he is 100% who he is, and everybody 100% accepts him for that.
Accepting them. Yes.
There
Yes.
is the nigga, we know you your whole life. This is who you are. We get it.
Right.
But he's so much more to be a protector and another person. So, like, I can see a normal person that is not used to this world coming into this show and being like, yo, that's a whole lot to take in. You know what I mean? But that's what makes the show great, is that it's layered on top of layers of education, entertainment, character development. I mean, there's just so much there. I'm rambling on. So give me your
No,
impressions.
no, you
Season.
good, you good. But what I gathered is, if you just put your feelings aside for whatever position you might hold in the whole sexuality part, just look at the things that each person has to deal with, and that's is something that everybody can agree with, whether it's mental illness, whether it's you got an abusive man, that it's just like different things that are happening, that just put the sexuality aside. Let's look at what these people are really going through. And that's what I was gaining from, especially from that last episode. You know what I'm saying? That last episode, it was just so much mental illness going on, and it led to the outcome. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Whereas if this was somebody that we knew, or somebody, even if you don't know, just the fact of hearing a child that had to hear their mother do this or that, and you're at 7, you're 7 years old, and you hearing all this and how it affects you now as an adult. What does it lead to? And it's not just that, it's a lot of other different issues that happens along the lines with people growing up, whether it's drugs in their household, you got to deal with molestation, rape, things of that nature. And then now you have, a mom that probably wasn't stable mentally, and she killed all her children except one. And that one child heard it all. How that affected him in the end. You know what I'm saying? It probably led to his incarceration. It just messed up his entire life. And nobody gave him any type of help. You know what I'm saying? You saw the effects of all of that, whether, it was his outbursts or just his attacks on other people. It all stems back to what he dealt with as a child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that kind of coincides with a lot of people nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They have so many things that happened to them as a child, and now we got to figure out how we going to rework this, how we
Right.
going to try to fix it.
Right.
And here it was, little murder couldn't fix it as much as he was trying to help him, to see. You might not see the light, but I see it for you. And that's a lot of people that's like that, suffering, that don't understand how to cope with what happened. What was that traumatic event that happened to them in that past?
Right.
And that's the part that I enjoy from the storyline, is looking at these backstories. How did you get to this point? How did we get to the pink? What led you to this point? What were some of the things that happened in your life? Even when they went back to Mississippi and went through her storyline, how did she get to that point? And when you start understanding what people went through in their childhood, that leads to their adulthood. And then whether it's a spouse that got to be with you, or whoever that mate is, they got to try to fix this. They try to, they're trying to work through whatever these traumatic events were that happened in your life. And that's the part that I really take from this. It's
Mhm.
just looking at these backstories.
Right.
What led you to this point?
I would say that. And then there's the other layer of the thing I loved about the artist component of it is that everybody makes it seem like it's so easy. All you need is that one hot record, and it's all going to be an easy ride to the top. And it's just like, this is an example of, man, this guy is just getting his career off the ground. He's at the whim of a young lady that is popular online. He ain't got no interest in her, but he knows he has to be connected to her so that he can get hotter. Now you bring in your other homeboy fresh out of jail. He's supposed to play your security, but he don't know how to play a role. He knows how to protect his homeboy the best way he knows how. But him uh doing the things that he's doing old time and time again, is creating more problems versus solving more problems. You know what I'm saying? And how that is affecting Murder. Like, yeah, Murder's trying to help him, but Murder's got his own things that he's going through. He's trying to transition from one life to another. He's trying, like, even him struggling to try to get the new record done, and I gotta get this record, and he didn't want to do it. Now he sees the other people around him blowing up, and he's still stuck in the same space. The frustration that comes along with that, and trying to get to that place. And then, you done messed up with the one that you loved, and now you got to try to get this back. And man, it just, I love that component of it. In addition to, there's so many lessons that I feel like, man, black people need to be watching this show, because y'all need to really be understanding, like, it ain't easy. Even owning a business. Somebody came in with a big bag. They was about to lose the paint. You got a new person that comes in and takes ownership, gets all of y'all out of the hole. And this is how black people treat the light-skinned chick. Like, you know what I mean? She done got y'all out of the hole. You would think they would show her some respect, but it's like so much anger and vitriol. Like, it's like, none of y'all is angels. So how can any one of y'all be judgmental about this person when they didn't have to do any of what they did?
Right.
Shorty didn't have to come back. Shorty didn't have to put a nickel up. She
Right.
could have left. She could have took her bag and she could have gone.
Right.
But for her to stay there and work with y'all, regardless of what happened in that space, come on, man. And that's the thing. That's something that frustrates me watching this season. It's like I kind of had PTSD a little bit, you know what I mean? Because after owning multiple businesses and dealing with black people, and it's just like, the nigga shit just gets on my nerves, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Then the mom that steals the bread from the daughter and opens up the church. If y'all didn't see her running for office coming a mile away, I'm like, I saw that coming. I was like, this is about to be a whole thing. Like, and old boy, that's the lawyer getting with the light skin, man. Y'all, if y'all don't see that coming a mile away, he about to bust that thing wide open, especially after, you know what I mean, when he went back to wifey and seen what happened. Like, I'm trying not to give up the goods, people, but
it's hard.
It's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so I know we all over the place, y'all, but it's just so much to talk about. Okay, things I'm not feeling. I'm seeing penises. It's just random penises.
They prosthetic. They prosthetic. Don't get upset.
No, first of all, I wasn't looking that hard to see whether it was real, fake, or whatever. I don't know. This is too many, and they just coming out everywhere. It's just coming out. Let's like. What's going on, man? Like, what
it's about time that they start showing penises, though, because they've been showing women for the longest. I'm just saying on that side, it's about time because women have never seen anything but booties. That's all.
That's all we see is booties.
No, y'all don't. Y'all see breasts and everything.
Y'all see men's breasts. We take our shirts off on TV all the time.
That's not. That's not what we want to see.
We're not equal. We're equal. All right. Well, I need to see some paint.
Media has always been male oriented. Everything for the male. I'm just saying.
Come on, man. Come on now. I feel like y'all getting a little too much out here. Like, all right, I want to see a bust it open. Then if that's what we doing, let's bust it open. Shoot, let's take it to showtime at night. You know what I mean? After dark, like, if we gonna do that,
HBO used to be like that.
Remember, all of them used to be like that after midnight. Nasty shows on. I'm out there looking at them joints. All right, we're not gonna talk about that, but all right. So, question: who do you feel like is gonna win the mayoral election in season 2? You got your money on?
I want to have my money on Uncle Cliff because I got a feeling he's gonna run. I really do.
No,
he was talking about it. He said, "You ain't hear when he said it. He said, if I put my name on the list, I had this whole thing on lock."
Nah, he's talking about a lot of stuff. I don't think that's gonna work.
You don't think it's gonna work?
I don't think. Now, this is what I thought. There was a moment when I thought that old boy with the nappy hair, that you know, the skinny dude, the godson. I thought that he was going to run, and then the church lady and Cliff was going to all back him. See, because that would have been like, that would have worked. If he had stepped up and they had got behind him financially and like promoting him and stuff like that, it would have worked out perfectly. You know what I'm saying? And then they could have all been in control and kind of changed a bunch of stuff. However, when Big Mama came out and said that she was running for office, I was like, oh God, this thing ain't going.
The only reason why I think that he's gonna have controversy is because he's still in for putting a casino in town.
But that's the only way they got to really make some bread. Like at the end of it,
but Clifford is not gonna go with that.
Clifford not gonna go with that unless he get the size bag. For honestly, wait a minute. Let's be real. Clifford was gonna go for $500,000. and I know y'all is confused right now if y'all haven't seen the show, but if you've seen the show, Cliff was gonna go for that $500,000. He was about to be like, peace. He was gonna be good. But it's little Shorty Red over there trying to hold out for that
Right.
big bag.
She
So
want the big bag. Right.
she want the big bag. And more so than the big bag, she wants power and influence.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
she's doing it in a smarter way than the rest
Right.
of them.
Right.
And if she can if she can navigate her way through, if you really think about it, the light-skinned people on this show are really going through ghostly trauma, because all of them seeing ghosts, and all the dark-skinned people ain't seeing no ghosts. If you think deep, ain't it?
She saw a ghost?
She's she be in there and keep sensing stuff, and there's like little flickers and stuff like that. You gotta pay attention. You might need to go back. Like there's times when she's in there joined by herself, and then like there'll be a security camera and the room be empty, and then there'll be a figure there and it'll flash away. Like I be seeing that. Like
but I think she was getting flashes of the man that died.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I think she's still having traumatic events or flashbacks of that night when the man died. Huh? Right. And then Diamond, the one that killed them, actually killed them. It's like they still feeling the effects. Like they said, that 7 pounds of pressure. They still feeling the effects of what happened that particular night. So I could see that. I could see that. But can I tell you what my lows is off of this whole thing?
Please,
it might not be major, but
okay.
I just be getting turned off with the way they talk sometimes. Just the grammar.
The accent, or just
not the accent, the grammar. Like who was it? Mercedes.
That's how you know we getting old.
She came into the room and she said, "Oh, this house is beautiful." What she said? Beautiful. The way she said it, beautiful. She said something crazy, and the wife looked at her and she was like, "You mean beautiful?" It was just like you coming in a house with somebody that about to give you 10 stacks on a regular, and you coming talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? I would have been proper as anything, just like just. Sometimes you have to know how to change your lingo based on your clientele.
Come on now. Shorty threw out the only person that was paying rent in the house, and she ain't had no bread. Talking about, you gotta go. Over nothing. Nothing. Seriously, it was nothing. She got mad about, and I'm only telling you the mentality of the person that you are talking about. Right. You're assuming that she's supposed to have some decorum.
No, I didn't say she's supposed to. I just said that's the part that I don't like.
It drives you nuts. I agree with you. I don't like I don't like her. I don't like people like her.
Just put it out there. I don't like
it. Whoever that actress is does a very good job representing a type of woman that I've met so many different times in my life. And I cannot stand that type of person. That person that is angry with themselves, angry with the world, blames the world for their problems. What I'm saying? Has these couple little things that they get by with, and they lean on it all day, and they try to shit on everybody else around them. They try to make themselves feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yes, she also is the ghetto queen with a heart of gold bull crap. And I'm like, whatever. So like, yeah, I get it. Like, my thing is, when I watch this, I get it. Like, I know I can name a real life person for every one of those characters.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's such and such, and that's such and such, that's such and such, crazy. So like, I agree with you on a personal level. Oh my God, if you really, as a person that loves cinema, I think this show is so phenomenal. Mm-hmm. The ghetto Jamal, like, I hate this shit. Like, I'd be like, ugh. Oh my God. Every time a dick come on the screen or some shit, I'll be like, yo. And then I'll be having to sit here and go through introspectives like, yo, is you still homophobic, nigga? What is you doing? I'm like, no, I just don't want to see no nigga penis. And it's just like, no, penis is okay. And you got one. And I'm like, I don't want to look at my own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I need to, I don't know. But yeah, this show puts you in a whole lot of different spaces. But I mean, if you take away those little small things, it's like the show is so great. But and another reason why it makes it a great show is because it does force you to deal with stuff that you actively ignore.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Or even the even this show could either change your perspective on what the lifestyle of being an exotic dancer is, or it could reinforce it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
can, and it's all about what you choose to pay attention to. So you can either pay attention to that all these young girls are just trying to get by, and they are all trying to deal with their own personal demons while trying to make a better life for themselves, or you can look at them all as a bunch of slutbag hoes that ain't doing nothing but using their body to get ahead. Like you can really come into this show and it could sell you, it could reinforce whatever you
Right.
trying to sell the world.
Right.
And that's what makes the show so great, is that it gives you both sides and it leaves it up to you to interpret. If there is no, at no point does this show kind of pedestal anybody and be like, this is the good one
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or this is the bad one. It's
Right.
like every character is, even the wife of old boy, as much as you was kind of empathizing with her at the
You
beginning of the
were
season.
right. In the beginning, I was. When she first got there, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But
Right.
then it was like, I felt sorry for the husband at the end. I was like, "Oh, poor little Ting
It's like,
Ting."
man.
Oh.
Little tank, yo, he's so crazy. Oh my God.
My
So
question to you, though, Jay,
go ahead.
what do you think about uh Miss M.I. Crooked Letter? Is she gonna leave her baby father, the one that was on tour with Lil
She's
Murder?
not going to do that. First of all, boy gonna have to die. I feel like this is how I see. Look, this is how I see this coming.
Okay.
She went out on the road taking mad photos. She done kissed murder and all that. White boy ain't feeling none of it.
None of it.
He boiling. He at home. It's just a. So when she come back in town, either he gonna beat her within an inch of her life, or he's gonna attempt to beat her, and then somebody's gonna come in and take him out. Either she's gonna die, or he's gonna die. But there's no way they can stay together. You know what I mean? There's just no way. And the reason
Well,
why I say
that
that,
did happen when she came back. He did beat her, beat her, and
oh, I
now
haven't
she.
seen today's episode, so I gotta go. I gotta watch that. So what you
Oh,
saying
okay.
that today's
Yeah,
episode? Okay, came back and I saw that coming a mile away. I mean,
yeah.
because and
She
they
did
didn't even
get
show nothing
beat.
in episode 5. You know what I mean? Like him being mad, but I just knew that I was like, there was just too many instances where pictures and videos were going up with them, being way too close because he ain't like him standing next to her. So
Right,
like them like fake kissing and all this other stuff, I was like, oh boy, this ain't
right,
gonna paint out well at
right.
all. So yeah,
I
I
just
feel
see
like
it being a matter of time before either he get killed because she has a gun. They done showed it already that she has a gun. Um, so it's gonna be a matter of whether she just stop because the last episode basically showed how now she's discovering that since she's been gone, now he's beating on the children. So that's the turning point. It's one thing you're gonna beat on me, but now you're gonna start beating on the children. No, now we got a problem. So
um yeah, and it's so sad because I know somebody like her where it's like you have everything you need to make a better life for yourself. But for whatever reason, because you have this vision of we're gonna be husband and wife and we're gonna
family,
have a
right?
family, and
Right.
I want him, the baby daddy, to be a part of the child and us to be together. And it's just like that's never gonna, I mean, it could happen, but it's gonna happen with you getting a bloody eye and you being controlled and locked in a box. Like, and why is that an acceptable life for you? You know what I mean? Why is you getting the crap beat out of you an acceptable thing to have, just to have this useless piece of shit of a person in
Right.
your life? And it's just like, I know, I mean, I even know somebody that died because that girl would not leave that boy.
Hmm.
and he killed her. Like, and it's like these crazy dudes don't know. And so like I have hopes that she can get away and be an example for young women watching a TV show versus them being like, well, it'll be better in the script if she just
Yeah.
dies. Like, I just
I,
I
I
would.
I'm hoping that since both of them, but when I say both, Lil Murder done had this incident, and now her going through maybe they just leave off and go on another tour and do what they need to do, and she make her money for her children and just don't come back. You know what I'm saying? If that means you gotta take your children with you or somebody else watch the children, whatever the case is, just make your money and leave that man. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I
Because
agree.
it's not gonna get better. It's the fact that he's insecure. He knows that he sort of took her away from the black community, so to speak, as I see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that insecurity of, will she look at a black man versus me, or is she gonna go back to them versus me? And then when you kind of look at her backstory and what she went through, it kind of explained her mentality, and why she wants to gravitate to him so much and why she keep giving him chances so many times, because he looked out for her in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that whole high school period just blew her away. Now here it is, you're sitting at 20, 21, because you got a 2-year old. So, I'm kind of gathering the age. You 20, 21 years old now. And it's like, okay, do I still want to stay with this or do I leave? But you at a doctor's office with your child and they looking at you crazy. It ain't him that they're gonna look at. They're gonna look at you. You brought this child in here to this doctor's office with bruises all over his back. Who you think they're gonna get first? They're gonna get you before they get him. No
Uh,
matter how many stories you're gonna tell them in front, now you're gonna have a case to where now you got social workers coming to your house. You know what I'm saying? So when it start getting to that point, what you gonna do? Cause this man ain't trying to stop. He already told you these children need to be disciplined. They ain't even of age to be getting hit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a 2-year old and you slinging the 2-year old around like it's you. Child all bruised up, got a sling in his arm already, because it's his shoulder, elbow dislocated or whatever. What you doing to a 2-year old like that?
Why are you asking questions about a man that physically abuses his girlfriend? Obviously, he's got issues. Period. You know what I'm saying? And he need to be in a pine box. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. All right, so let me get these rundowns real quick. Do you feel like Clifford is going to get 100% ownership of his club back?
No, no, I don't think so. Not right now. He don't even have the money. He don't have the money. Unless
That's-
somebody die off, I don't see that happening. No.
do you see Redbone, light skin, new owner? Do you see her surviving the rest of the season? I feel like she's been playing with fire so much where there have been multiple times when I'd be like, yo, if I've got the money, why wouldn't I just get rid of her? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just being obstructive. Like, it's almost to a level of ignorance. It's like, all right, they offered you one amount, then they offer you another amount. I'm thinking you got one more time to go up with the amount that you asking for. Mind you, in any other scenario, if you had yourself protected and you were really moving the way you were supposed to move, you could probably get that and then some. But like, I don't know, man. I just see this being dangerous for her right now. What do you think?
The only way that I can see it making a turn is if Mercedes was able to get some money back. Like the money that her mother stole from her. If she was able to get that money back, I can see her putting it into the pink, and it being more of a loyalty because she done been there long enough. She done built that whole thing. She was more or less like the money maker in that whole scheme. You know what I'm saying? If there was some way that she can get her money back from her mother, or if her mother messed that whole thing up where she trying to run now. And if there was some way that she can get her money back, I can see Mercedes putting it into the pink, and it'd be a better fit than him and Autumn. Cause
Right,
him and
right.
Autumn just ain't working. They bump heads too much. You know, he feel like she's just in for her pockets only, and that's it. She's not loyal to the whole rest of the group, and I can see it being a little bit different, especially now with Mercedes saying that she can't get this money the way she thought she was gonna get it with this coach dropping his 10 stacks all the time. Now that done turned after this last episode, it's going to be a matter of, okay, do you have enough money now from what you gathered so far to change the tables? You know what I'm saying? Because don't at this point don't nobody really like Autumn. Everybody mad at her because they see that in the long run, her whole mindset is getting the money. That's it. She don't
If I
really
may
care
jump in,
about. Hmm.
why do people feel that way? Number one, all of the renovations that's been done and the money that's been spent, those weren't her ideas. That was whatchamacallit? That was Cliff. Like, so anything that they've been wanting, she's been capitulating to it. The only thing she wants them to do is do their job. Yes, she's trying to get her money back. Yo, she literally she put her life on the line to get that bag of cash. Like I said, she could have walked away, but she put that money in. She should not be demonized because she wants to get back what she invested. That's not, and I don't understand why in this season
Right.
she is being made to be like the demon. Like, oh, you doing all this messed up? Like doing what? Helping y'all get back on y'all feet? Like wanting y'all to do your job? Like she has. I've never once heard her say something that was selfish or putting them in a dangerous situation or asking them to do something that was outside of their skill set. You know what I'm saying? Even down to her kicking her homegirl extra bread. Hey, when we do the reopening, I'm gonna kick you some extra money off the door. And she all got an attitude. What you mean kicking me extra money? Like, shorty,
Sure. Right.
I'm trying to help you. I know you can't pay your. I live with you. I know you can't pay your bills. So, like, yo, I'm helping you and I'm paying the bills while I'm there. And I'm cooking food that you're not eating. So, the only thing I've seen from her is the entire season her doing everything to kind of like be apologetic for the first season and to try to like, yo, come on, let's all get this together, let's get back on our feet, let's survive. Hey, yes, I do want to get my money back, I put money into this. Hey, I bought into a business to make money. What else why is it okay for Cliff to be a dick and do all type of dirty stuff and everybody cool with that, but because Shona Shorty come in and she's in charge now, it's a problem. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it.
Mm-hmm. Because in their eyes, she's still a newbie. Don't nobody really trust her. It's
Don't
a
have a
trust
choice.
factor. It's a trust factor at this point. You know what I'm
It's,
saying? It's like a lot of them been there for years and been through the trenches, and then they're just, Mercedes said it numerous times. I just don't trust you. I don't trust you. You seem shady. Something seems shady about this whole thing. And that's really what it boils down to. It's just like a trust factor. They don't see that she's looking out for them. She's looking out for her. And
yeah,
they feel like they've done everything to protect her, especially when it came down to killing this man for her. And it's like, okay, where's the loyalty? Where's the trust? You bought this with your money, but now we just barely did a grand opening and you trying to resell it already.
but at the same time, yeah, she's trying to resell it, but she's trying to, and it took Cliff to get a minute to get it. Like, yo, I'm trying to sell it for 10 million. Yo, what's your walk away? And he like, yeah, I'm gonna get like 3.2. And she's like,
Right, right. You can put it somewhere else. That's what
right,
that's what
yeah,
they
like
that
I'm
was
trying.
her saying.
And
Right.
you with 3 million, you can't set up all of these chicks. He keep talking about I gotta do this, I gotta do that. $3 million, you could do that easy and still walk away with more money than you've ever had in your entire life.
Mhm. You right.
Now, yes, I'm going to get the major chunk out of it. Hey, but guess who's the one that pulled us out of the hole? Guess who's the one that's doing? Hey, I'm negotiating the deal. So, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, I mean, I guess it's just two different. I come from a different world, so my perspective is just going to be vastly different. And that's definitely something that's frustrated me watching this season. Is once again, it's that PTSD, that nigga PTSD, like you know what I mean? Like y'all don't understand business. Like it's
Right.
not. You don't need to. And I'm gonna say this: she owned the joint. You ain't gotta trust her. She gotta trust you. Cause at this point, she don't need you. She could easily, and like her doing that whole, well, we gonna bring in some new talent. She could easily do that to every person in there except for Cliff. All of y'all can roll. Hey, I don't like none of y'all no more. I'm gonna get an all new run of girls. We gonna get this popping all over again. But for her to not have that attitude at all, and for her to be painstakingly trying to individually help everybody and be there for people, you know what I'm saying? Even Cliff, like, and she's being like, Cliff, bro, you spending money like crazy. Oh, but this, and he's just making all these excuses. And she like, bro, this is all we got.
Right. What
What's
happened to all the money I gave you? What did you do with it? Well,
you
I had to
do it?
feed this one. They had to eat. They had to eat, and it's like you had to feed them. Really? So I can understand that, but I'm just giving you the devil advocate of the
No,
whole
no,
thing. I just
I
see
appreciate
that
it.
part from the other women.
No, I
That's what
got
I
you.
get. But yeah,
1000%. 1000%. All right. Any other predictions you want to give for the rest of the season? Like, where do you? All right. My question to you is, where do you see this season ending off at?
I definitely see some more people dying, and I
Uh,
just see some roles flipping. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's people that might not be that much upfront coming up front. You know what I'm saying? Like the new girl with the different color hair, red on one side, black on the other, and she got the lips that they be talking about. You see that?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know she. The moment
Yeah,
she saw
I could see
oxycodone, I
her
was.
having more of an upfront role coming up. I could see that coming. Um,
Yeah.
Especially when it seems like the security guy, not the security guy, but what's the big guy that's underneath Cliff? Seems
Dude,
like that's her father.
he do everything. Like he cook chicken. He do security. Like he do
Right, he
everything.
do everything.
He do
But
everything.
he kind of had this comment on one of the episodes where he was her father. So I
Really?
was like, yeah, because he started asking about her brother, how's he doing, and this and that. Do you not know her brother dead? And it's kind of like she was like, I didn't come here for a therapy session. So it kind of, yeah, I want to see more on her and her backstory. What
Oh,
is
that
she going
moment after the fight broke out,
through? Right,
snatched her up, and he doing. Oh, okay,
right,
okay, okay, okay. He
right,
did say something about like how your brother's doing or whatever, but I
right.
thought he was doing that to calm her down. I thought he was just trying to get her to calm down. Hey, let's change the subject. Hey, let's not focus on what you just did. Let's just have a conversation. Let me calm you down here, have a drink, and then let's have a dialogue. I thought that's what he was trying to do, but everything you saying is pretty deep, yo. If he come out and be like, yo, that's my daughter, that's some sicko mode right there. That's sicko mode. Like, yo, you watching your daughter get buck naked and shake it is that's just weird.
Right,
Super, super
right. And
duper.
then it seems as though she might be starting something with one of his peoples that come in and out
Right, right,
doing
right.
stuff. So that's why
Yeah,
I was like,
the thing that had me.
okay,
She,
yeah, I see
she
some
won't be.
messiness about to happen on this end.
Here go another question. How y'all broke and y'all hustling oxycodone by the boxes like big gigantic. I'm like, yo, y'all should
We
be
ain't get no
rolling
bread
it.
at all. I mean,
How
like,
y'all broke? Like, ain't nowhere in the world y'all running around broke during PPP time when everybody had money and sitting at home doing drugs. Well,
but do
they should be good.
Clifford know about that? Because I only see him and the guy all the time. I don't never see Clifford around. So do anybody know that there's some kind of transaction going on?
That's a good question. Man, you gonna make me go back and watch season 1 again? Cause I don't know. I know that's a good question.
Unless I think he doing some side stuff on his own. Cause I
We
don't see
gonna-
Cliff in the mix of none of that with whatever this guy is doing, coming dropping stuff and take. I don't see Cliff in the mix of that. So is he making his own pocket money on the side? You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be mad if he
That's why I
was.
think between once old girl get with him, because it was quite evident from the last episode that they about to get together. Something about to go down with them too. And I
Right.
think that's gonna open some stuff. What y'all doing? What's the job that you got with this man like this?
Got you.
So I
Got you.
just see something messy about to come out with that.
I love that. I love that. All right, so Lee, we about to get out of here. It's been we have dedicated enough time to P Valley. So what we're gonna do now? This is the last segment of the show. We are gonna play some trailers, and we're gonna give our opinions on the trailers. So I hope you guys are ready. This is The Woman King.
Don't know, but take my power.
Love it.
For that one. Give y'all some hand claps for that one. That's hard.
I should have been in that movie. I'm mad they didn't call me because I would have.
Well, you had to hold down your own kingdom. You know what I mean? Sometimes you ain't got time. You know what I mean? You can't be queening it up on everybody.
Right. I'll be in the sequel. I'll be coming through.
Yeah, they'll make it about you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was when I first saw this, I immediately thought of you, and I was like, I
I
can't
know
wait.
you did.
I can't wait to play this for you. I want to hear your opinion. I want your whole everything on this. Like, I'm gonna let you go first. I'm backing off. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
I'm dying to see it. I'm
Me
dying.
too.
When I initially saw the picture, I thought it was gonna be about the warriors from Wakanda. The women from there. But then to see that this is a whole different story plot altogether, yeah, I'm dying to see this. I'm dying.
Well, this is based on true events.
Right, I just saw that.
These women, if you are not abreast with African culture and African history, and even to this day, there are tribes in Africa that have majority women or all women. And they say that there are a particular group of African warrior women that are like the most ferocious killers and conquerors of all time, because these women have they don't play. They will go into somebody's kingdom and kill everything. And they say that these warrior women, whereas like a man could fight and then he go into a town and see a fine chick and be like, oh, I'll just take her back, or see a kid and be like, I can't kill a kid. Like, these warrior women don't. They're like, oh, you got a kid? Car, you know what I mean? Oh, you got a car. Like, there's no remorse. They don't play no games at all. Like, so like to see this, I was like, wow, like they really found something that is steeped in African culture, which is something I've been lecturing about for the last 3 or 4 years, is that we need to tell our historical stories the same way they got the Greeks and the Greek stories and Alexander and French stories and all that. I like, we need to be telling our stories with black characters, not with white people, acting like light-skinned black people and doing, black, I just wanted to see black people playing black characters, telling black stories and black history, where we are not just some enslaved fools. We're not
right.
some.
I'm tired of seeing the slave movies. Let's see the kings and the warriors and the fighters out here that's doing what need to be done. Yeah.
Right. Let's show our intelligence. Let's show our culture. Let's show our customs. Let me learn more about where I came from, and don't do it in no little small budget type of way. I feel like they put some money into this. They put some money. They got a real budget. The cinematography looks great. The acting looks great. Viola Davis, she's a top tier actress. They putting it in there. So like, I'm so happy to see this being done in the fashion that it's done in. So
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that.
Super great, super great. All right, so the next one is, and I did not plan to have all of these black trailers. That wasn't my intention, but thank God things happen where we can just enjoy things. Well, let me put this on the screen and let's do that. Oh, now get on it, get on it. All right, let's try the next one.
It's gonna be a hot one in Los Angeles.
So what's on the agenda today?
My eyes are closed.
Like every day.
What are you doing in my room?
Hunting vampires. Money.
Vampire hunting is a business. Cut necks and cash your checks. Well, things have changed since you got your ass kicked out the union.
If I don't come up with 10K, my wife and my daughter are gonna move to Florida.
Hi, Dad. You're late again.
And the union is the only place that could give me that kind of money.
Your record is chock full of incidents. But he's a new man. One last chance. This is your final warning.
Let's get cracking.
Oh, no! Help me!
Vampires just tried to kill me, and now I just pissed my favorite fucking
Hey, everybody pisses themselves the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
yeah.
you?
No, I didn't. But listen, you did. You know what I see when I see a vamp? Big old dollar sign. Hey, don't you puke in here. I swallowed it.
Locked and loaded. Doggy dog in the motherfucking...
Vampires. They're amongst us. And all they are is murderers. Does not eclipse, new moon, breaking dawn, point one. It ain't like that, all right?
Why do you know the names to all the specific Twilight films?
What?
And what's your gripe with Breaking Dawn Part 2? It's the exciting conclusion of the whole Twilight saga.
Welcome to the day shift, motherfucker.
Works every time.
Murder was the case.
All right. See from your facial expression, was
I was not expecting all that.
I was not expecting all that. I actually didn't watch the trailer, and I was just like, "Yeah, all right, Jamie Foxx was a part of that." This is a Netflix film. I can't wait to see it. I would like to brag for Netflix for 2 seconds. As much as y'all want to like all of these other joints, I know HBO Max got a little stuff going, and Disney got a bunch of nice little stuff going. Like, Netflix may not have big properties the way they used to, but Netflix backs up a truck every month and dumps content on you. Just movies, films, television shows, documentaries. Bruh, I don't care. I know all of you highfalutin, bougie streamers nowadays. Y'all want to let go of Big Daddy Netflix now because y'all mad because they raised the price a couple of dollars and all that. I'm never letting Netflix go. Netflix stays giving me, giving me the bingeables, baby. And I love that. I mean, I'm just excited to see it. So, what's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Netflix is the winner. That's usually my first go-to. I'm not gonna lie. I watch Netflix before I look at any of the other ones because I find like Netflix drops something weekly. Every
Facts.
week you can find something new to watch that you haven't watched before. Like just recently, I just watched the Dave Chappelle got another special. So it's just like it's always something there that's dropped new. Whatever you like, something is there new. So I agree with you there. Now with this particular trailer, I don't know. I might be kind of pausing a little bit because of the zombie effects that was kind of like, mm,
So
that was
much.
that was much. Yeah, that was much. But I'm not really a Walking Dead type fan in zombies, but
Well,
I
it
probably
was
would give it a try because of it being Jamie Foxx and Dave Franco. I probably would give it a try.
it was vampires, not zombies.
Well, whoever they was dead people coming back
Yeah,
and
gotcha,
doing all them
gotcha.
dead flips and stuff like that, crunching. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. No, I respect that. I respect
maybe in
that.
the daytime. I'll probably have to watch it during the daytime.
I respect that. Because I'm the same as you. I don't do zombies. I'll do vampires. I don't do zombies at all. I can watch a vampire film. Will never watch a zombie film. That's just the way I am. Y'all can get over it. But I want to see it only because of Jamie Foxx. If it gets too much into a place that I don't want to watch, I'm definitely cutting it off.
Right.
But shout out to Netflix for coming up with something dope. And I still have not seen The Man from Toronto, but I'm definitely it's on my list to see because I really want to talk about it on the show ASAP. So this is the last one, and we going to lunch. Excuse me, I'm going to eat dinner. Let's go.
Go back to the car.
Ooh, shout it. What you thinking?
Now, the first thing I thought about was Cujo. I like that.
African Cujo. Okay.
The African Cujo. That's what that looks like. Now, I will watch that. I will definitely tune into that one. Yeah.
Wish they didn't have. Not trying to be racist or anything, but I wish we didn't have to have the white guy in it. I don't understand why he needed to be there, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm definitely gonna see it in the theater. I am gonna jump. I'm gonna scream like a little bitch, and that's just gonna be the end of it. I'm just gonna be completely transparent with you guys. I'm gonna be a wussy when it comes down to this film, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. Once again, it takes place in Africa. I'm down for at this point in my life. I'm down for every film being shot in Africa. How about that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And giving, telling more of our stories or even tell things from our part of the world. I think we've seen enough of every other part of the world. Right. And I'm done with seeing enough white saviors. So and if we can get black saviors on black land, hey, I would be cool with a couple of films being done and not seeing not one white person at all. So,
right. Agreed.
And I support tons of white films. So before y'all get to writing me letters and being angry, I already told the Queen we're going to talk about Billions. We doing Murders in the Building next week. Hey man, I like all type of films, but I mean there are times when I want
needs to be more.
It needs to be more about it's just not a lot, not enough. So all right, it's been such a great show. Thank you, McQueen.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for next Monday where we can get back into the goodness. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get some rest out there. They can follow you on social media where?
At Queen Euphoria Instagram.
Mm-hmm. And you can follow me, JS-1 Supplier, wherever, and at vvclife right here. You know what I'm saying? And then tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you've got recommendations for films or TV shows you want us to watch, drop them in the comments and we'll definitely make it happen. We'll check y'all out next time. Peace.
See you next week.
Yeah, for real.